on, let's go, boy!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another 3BG at the movies, and we got an interesting one here because this is going to bring up a larger discussion that I think me and Sue had. We were talking about the new movie that's dropping on Apple TV, The Instigators. We saw it in theaters.
Coming to Apple Plus on August 9th.
August 9th. So I've been feeling some way about Apple in the fact that they have all these good ass TV shows and movies, and they never really do a good job of promoting. And I was sitting there, we were watching The Instigators, and I was sitting back like, how is it that I haven't seen a trailer for this movie in the weeks leading up to us going to this screener? And it baffled me because, you know, I watched regular TV and I watched streaming, and I didn't see not a single trailer, nothing. And that's weird to me.
I know for the most part, if you have an Apple product of any kind, more than likely you saw advertisement there.
Which is weird because I just feel it's like what's the equivalent? It's like advertising a Crunchyroll show on Crunchyroll. It's like when you advertise it elsewhere so people know to go to Crunchyroll for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels weird. Like, why would you advertise it on just your products only kind of thing, right? Like, it just feels weird.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because you want to drive people to the platform or to your platform of choice, which is Apple TV. And if you have something that's going to be exclusively on Apple TV, you're gonna have people that are going to, number one, you're going to sign up for, you're going to subscribe to it. You don't necessarily have to own an Apple product because Apple TV is everywhere. It's on every platform that you can think of. So you can still watch it. Hell, you can watch it on freaking Roku or even a Fire Stick at this point.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the advertising of the movie, and I'm with you, there was very little advertising.
Yeah. The Instigators is a movie set in Boston, featuring Matt Damon and Affleck. Not Ben, but Casey Affleck. And funny enough, kind of sort of like if Ben and Matt Damon were teaming up again, because Casey Affleck, I got to give him credit. Casey Affleck, I would say, is a very underrated actor that people don't really bring up too often, and such. Yeah. But him and Matt,
yeah,
have a very good camaraderie. This movie is one of those movies that it's like, I can see this actually going to theaters and not on Apple, and it actually will work out very well because it's a very fairly mid-budget movie in a way.
I was just going to say, I'm like, I was going to say, careful there with that being in theaters thing. I can see this being in limited theaters for a limited time before jumping straight to Apple TV, because after watching the movie, even I came out of it going, "Oh, this was an Apple TV movie."
Yeah,
like, it felt like you're watching an Apple TV movie, like kind of like watching the Tetris movie.
Yeah, but it's like, to me, it's like it's one of those movies that, you know how everybody online says, "Oh man, why is everything got to be big budget? Why can't everything be mid budget?" It's like, what, you mean these type of movies and stuff? And that's the thing. It's like, I kind of wish this movie hit theaters in a way, because I think. And maybe it's because the nature of movies and you got to pay so much money to advertise it and stuff, it's probably not worth their time to do it.
Exactly.
But the whole basis of the movie is that Rory and Cobby, that's Matt and Casey Affleck's character, they're two pretty much guys who are from different walks of life. Rory is a guy who's divorced, and he's, he can't see his kid because, he owes child support and lawyer fees and all that stuff. So he's trying to figure things out. And Cobby is one of those, I could say degenerate, but he's just one of those guys he's just coasting in life, basically.
Loafing,
basically. And they get presented with a situation where they got to team up with fucking Jack Harlow, to rob the mayor, played by Ron Perlman, who's running for election, and they got to rob the party that has a lot of money. And in typical fashion of these movies,
always goes wrong.
Heights goes wrong, but the funny thing is, this movie gives you the illusion that the heist is going to be the third act of the film. Oh no, the heist is just one part of the movie. And that's not giving the movie away, but like, I love that because in my head, I'm thinking, okay, this movie, I guess, is going to build up on this wacky crew on building up this heist. And it's like, oh no, that's not the movie. Okay, I'm with it. Because we've seen this type of movie before, two people from different walks of life team up to kind of get themselves out of a pickle. But I actually did enjoy this. I ain't gonna lie. I actually enjoyed it. It was a lot of funny jokes, and you look at the cast of characters. Ron Perlman's in it, so you know it's gonna be funny. Ving Rhames is in it. It's like, oh, this is really gonna be funny because this is Ving Rhames being angry black man. I'm fine with it.
I would say no, not necessarily. He doesn't play angry black man.
Perturbed black man?
No. Ving Rhames plays focused black man. The man was on a mission throughout the whole movie.
Yes.
He is focused black man.
At one point, he was like, all right, that's how you want to do it. Link.
The nightstick. As soon as the nightstick came out, I said, and here we go.
Alfred Medina's face was just like, all right, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Cool.
Yeah, Alfred Medina was in this movie. I'm like, bro, we got Alfred in here. I'm like,
got a lot of heavy hitters.
Like, it was almost a who's who of a cast here.
Yeah, it is actually really good. I actually do enjoy it. And you're following these two characters and all the highs and lows and everything that they go with, and it's enjoyable. Like, you find out like Rory, he's a former military vet, and he's been going through a lot of shit, on top of the stuff that's tied into, him trying to see his kid and a divorce and stuff. And the movie does a good job of really kind of like opening it up a little by little as the movie goes on. And like I said, Kabi, he's coasting, and I'm glad they kept that consistency up with him. There was no like story arc with him. It's just like, oh, all right, cool, I'm fine with it.
You also had a big guy from Cobra Kai was in the movie.
Which one?
I'm trying to remember. I just know he plays like was the 30-plus-year-old that tried to join
high school.
Hangs out with high schoolers.
Like, that's weird. Oh, the dude from the Atlantic the Atlanta Olympic bomber shit.
Yeah. He was the main character for the Richard Jewell movie.
Yeah, Richard Jewell. Paul Hauser.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then we got Toby Jones, who, God bless that man. He is great in this movie.
Yeah, he was awesome.
But nah, the movie is great. Cinematography is really great. There's a chase sequence that's dope as shit. It had very Born Identity vibes because it's Matt Damon and
this close to making me want to buy a BMW is all I want to say.
Look. Only thing missing was Ready Steady Go. All right. I'm sorry. You can't play. Look, only thing was missing was that, and I'll be like, oh man, we're in Born Identity mode right now. Because his character was focused.
I say focused if you get away from a car chase like that without a scratch. If you're in transporter mode. Transporter or Ryan Gosling from Drive. This car did get banged up, and I'm not giving it away because it is in the trailer. You actually see it get damaged, but the car definitely got damaged. I'm like, okay, you're no you're no Frank Martin, but hey, good driving.
But no, I do appreciate this move that Matt and Casey, they do a good job of making you believe the dynamic between the two, and it does carry the film. And even when they add in Rory's like a therapist into the mix, that dynamic works.
Yeah.
And it carries the movie, and the movie goes by, at least to me, in a very brisk way that it is a very quick watch, at least to me. It don't feel like it overstays its welcome.
You also had what's his name from Captain America: First Avenger. God, what was his name? Not Zemo.
Yeah, Toby Jones. That's what I'm telling you. His sidekick. Yeah, his sidekick.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I was thinking of someone else. But no, he was definitely
Ron Krakowski is in this movie randomly.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Ron Krakowski.
like I said, there was a lot of people in this movie.
Well, first off, it's Boston, so I want people to understand. Since it's set in Boston, it's a lot of Boston shit in this movie.
Can I say that this movie?
I was waiting for Marky Mark to pop
I was
up
just
out of
gonna say
nowhere.
if Mark Wahlberg had popped up or made a cameo appearance, that'd have been fine.
I gotta admit, if Mark Wahlberg was in this movie, I would have been like, you know what? This is the most Boston ass fucking movie ever. Peter Berg need to be directing this goddamn movie.
Please tell me when this movie does get a physical release that there's a deleted scene with Mark Wahlberg.
Look, if you so Doug Liman directed this movie, and I'm a fan of Doug Liman because he did Edge of Tomorrow. That's like my favorite fucking anime manga adaptation movie easily and stuff. And he does good things with his films. I mean, he did the recent Roadhouse, which I know some people were very mixed on, but I enjoyed that movie. You know, look, it ain't Patrick Swayze Roadhouse, but it ain't it's not an abysmal movie either.
I mean, you're talking about a movie that came out 30 plus years ago.
Yeah, you know, but
and
also
it is remade for today.
But also, you know, he did Jumper and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I mean, come on, and The Born Identity. Like, come on, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt here, you know. But nah, he knows how to film scenes, and that's probably why, like, when you see that car chase sequence in this movie, it's like, yeah, that's very Born Identity here, buddy.
It was definitely Born Identity.
It's like is it in Matt Damon's contract that you need to have him do like a chase sequence in the movie? I'm fine with that.
I mean, if it is, please give us more. I'll take seconds.
I will, but nah, this movie goes by really quick, and you know what? I agree with you. I can see why this was definitely like, hey, Apple TV, you know, straight to streaming kind of thing. It's a quick in and out movie.
Like, especially how it starts and stops. Like, once you see it, you go, "Oh yeah, this was Apple TV."
Yeah, like I said, it's just,
and it's not a bad thing, but it's like you could feel the energy. You could see the aesthetic of it being a mid-budget, made for streaming movie.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, I think back to the era, like I said, I think all the time about certain movies that have been popping up on streaming recently, and I think back to the era of the 90s and even early 2000s where these movies would pop up in theaters, and you know, some people will see it, some people won't, you know, and all that stuff, but this would definitely been one of those movies that would have benefited like huge on home video. So hey, you know, it probably is a benefit that it is on streaming and stuff. But yo, Apple, you're gonna have to step it up on your advertisement here, because I think people probably should watch this movie. It's you know, this movie isn't really asking much out of you, and I know some people probably felt it was very by the books, but gotta be honest, sometimes by the books is fine. Like,
I'm totally fine with movies that go by the books. I mean, I'm not searching for the meaning of life. I'm all I want is just to be entertained.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's the greatest movie ever. It's like, no, it's actually a pretty fairly entertaining movie. If this shit came on like TBS or something like that, I'll watch it. I'll be like, oh, I'll watch this. Cool. Like the Sunday afternoon movie.
I'm about to say the Sunday afternoon movie channel special, sir.
The Instigators. Like,
it's
all right,
like,
cool.
It's like, hey, throw it on in the background. Let's go.
Do that. So, you know. But anyways, yeah, go check it out. Check it out on Apple TV. I think it is getting a kind of like a limited release in theaters. So if your local theater happens to see it, you know, go matinee with it. You know, go check it out. But
definitely check it out. It's definitely worth watching.
So, but yeah, with that in mind, we'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
That boy is Benny.